Hello, everybody. It is Friday. This is we just got to get to business. We can't be messing around too much. We got to get to business. A lot to talk about. It is Mavericks Media Day today. I believe it's also the Timberwolves Media Day, although I could be wrong. But the Mavericks Media Day today. We're going to look over some of the stuff. Listen, I don't usually get too wrapped up in Media Day stuff just because, honestly, you're just going to get the most basic answer you'll ever hear. You know, like very rarely do you get insightful nuggets, like really legitimately insightful nuggets. So I just don't know how much time I'm going to spend on it. We have a PowerPoint stream today. We're going over the best and worst case scenario for every NBA team. I love this one. We did it last year. I looked over the results and they weren't good. So hopefully this year we do a little bit better. And I have to do my NFL picks as well. Just an update on those. I picked the Lions yesterday, and literally right before the game started, I switched my pick to the Packers. So I'm already down on the week. My global ranking has dropped from whatever it was, like 116 down to like 2 something. So we really got to get back on track. The Ghost of Doomer fan. New fake dropping dimes tweet says Tim is gone. Okay, don't care about fake dropping dimes. Live right now. Mavericks Media Day. Why can't this franchise ever make a jersey that's not horrific? Best and worst case scenario for every NBA team. NFL picks. Busy stream. Get in here. Boom. All right. So let's I guess let's start with this. There's also Dame stuff I want to talk about, but let's Jesus Christ almighty, man. What is wrong with this franchise? I don't understand. Why can this team not make good jerseys? Like what is stop? I genuinely don't get it. It's like something is preventing them from doing it. At best, Mavericks jerseys in recent years have just been fine. Right? The Retroplex jerseys this past year, they were cool, but that's it. They weren't incredible, they weren't amazing. They weren't like top 5 in the league. They were just cool. Like, they were cool jerseys. Pair them with the court combo, and it was nice, right? But that was really it. Every other jersey they've ever made fucking sucks. Like, just it's just terrible. This jersey, if this is real, looks like a child design. No, this looks like some shit you see at Kohl's. Like, just full stop. This looks like something you'd see at Kohl's, or this looks like something you'd see a fan wear to a game and think, okay, that guy bought that at Kohl's. Just horrible. And I think these are real. There's just too many things, like the Leon Bridges signature. I guess Leon Bridges made these jerseys. Okay. The gold and white wing jerseys were pretty clean. Nope. Those were a 1 out of 10 jersey. I will die on that hill. Those jerseys were horrible. Terrible. Those jerseys sucked. Those jerseys absolutely sucked. So anyway, Leon Bridges, I'm going to assume that these are real. For all of Dallas / Fort Worth, hey, listen, man. Have you guys ever been to Fort Worth? Have you guys seen the crowd that lives in Fort Worth? They're not watching basketball. That's all I'll say on the matter. That's all I'll say on the matter at hand. We don't need to include them. Fort Worth. Oh, I know for a fact some of you are from Fort Worth. I guess Leon Bridges is from Fort Worth. I honestly don't know much about Fort Worth. I've lived in Dallas my whole life. I've only been to Fort Worth once. It was against my will. I honestly got know next to nothing about Leon Bridges either, to be 100% honest with you. Yeah, so reportedly these are the new city editions. It's just so boring. It's just, yeah, it's mid. It's just like, damn, can we get one good jersey? Hey, Mark Cuban, send me to Pratt, okay, up in New York. Send me to Pratt University for a couple of months. Let me get some fashion design classes, some fashion design courses under my belt. Let me come back and I'll make the greatest jersey this franchise has ever seen. It's a low bar. It's an incredibly low bar, but I can clear it. Just give me a few months at Pratt University, study some fashion design. I'll come back with the greatest jersey this franchise has ever seen, guaranteed. Just hit me up. Last year's were fine. They were okay. It's subjective, man. Black and blue is fucking amazing. You probably want some bright shit though. No, I don't. I don't want bright. I don't necessarily want bright shit. I just want good. Like that's it. I don't care what it looks like. This is boring as hell. Like absolute best case scenario for these jerseys is, okay, they weren't terrible. Like the absolute best case scenario is that these aren't terrible. And they don't look terrible, to be fair. No, these aren't terrible. Dropping Dimes says Tim Hardaway Jr. is wanted by Miami. I don't care what the fake Dropping Dimes tweets say. I don't even really care about what Dropping Dimes says anymore, to be honest with you. Thoughts on Tim Hardaway Jr.? So, I just try to avoid media day stuff for the most part. I just think very rarely will you get anything of real substance, right? Everyone's going to say how excited they are. Everyone's going to say they're ready to play their role. Everything is all good and great at media day. Everyone's feeling good. Very rarely. I will say the one interesting thing that I've noticed from some of the stuff I've read about media day and the quotes I've seen, Lively starting. Like, I'm pretty much ready to say that right now. Lively is starting, and he's going to play a lot. That's what it sounds like. Not just from what coaches have said, but like players on the team, basically.
Through the course of my career, so I think last season how it ended. I think for me,
these videos I can always barely hear them.
I've been through good and bad, throughout my course, through the course of my career. So I think last season how it ended, I definitely was a hiccup. But like I said, I mean, being through that situation before, I knew that we were a great team. I knew what we could do, and
isn't this how Tim always is? Like, just being honest. Isn't Tim always kind of just like super soft spoken? I mean, yeah, Tim's been in trade rumors forever. I don't like. It's probably weird. I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it. He's definitely going to be a contract in whatever trade the Mavericks make at some point. So that's just the way that it is. That's part of the business, I guess. And I think all parties are fully aware of that at this point. Tim's 5th year with the Mavs. Technically his 6th. I mean, he was traded here during Luka's rookie year. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really want to read through all of these. Like, I'm just being honest. I don't really want to read through all of these. Am I wrong for that? Scoreboard looks nice. God, Sham God must love having to work on Tim Hardaway Jr. handles one more year. I did find it interesting that Omax, after practices, has been working with Sham God. I'm excited for this PowerPoint today, guys. Lively blocking Wimby in the first quarter of opening night will be electric. That would be great, actually. Omax played point guard. Surprising. It's not played point guard in high school. It's not surprising. Pretty much every player plays point guard, I feel like, in high school. What do you think about this? Mavs. Okay, first and foremost, before I read the rest of this, I just want to say the Mavericks are not making a trade. I'm telling, it just doesn't happen. Teams want to go into training camp with their guys, and unless just an insane offer presents itself, they're not making a trade. I promise you that. They're not going to do it. I think it's just rare for trades to happen, unless it's just like a very marginal move. It's rare for trades to happen once training camp has started. And the Mavericks are in the weird spot since they're going overseas for training for preseason. They're already starting. But Drew will be traded within the next few days. Yeah, they'll make a trade in season for sure. They always do. Okay, but what do you think about this? Mavs get Drew and iHeart. Blazers get Fournier, Hardy, and Mavs first. Knicks get Tim Hardaway Jr. and Maxey. I mean, yeah, that's a huge steal for the Mavericks. It's going to cost more than that to get Drew, I think. This is why I was saying Drew's not really a great fit on the Mavs, because obviously as a player he's a great fit, but it's just going to cost too much. I saw a tweet earlier about all of the black jerseys the Mavericks have made. Oh, here it is. So, I think I'll kind of die on the hill that this jersey's not terrible, actually. I feel like I didn't like these at the time, but I don't think these are terrible, to be honest with you. Upon further inspection, what were these? I think these were Dennis Smith Jr.'s rookie year. So 2018, 2017, 2018. These aren't bad. These are a fucking monstrosity. I mean, these are like on par with the trash bag jerseys. But the difference between these and the trash bag jerseys are so terrible, so ridiculous, so outlandish that they circle back to being good. Like that's the realm the trash bag jerseys are in. They are one of a kind, once in a lifetime bad jerseys that are so bad they're good. This is just terrible. No, these actually might be the worst jerseys in the history of the NBA. I think I could be talked into that one, to be honest with you. I could be talked into these being the worst jerseys in the history of the league. Like these, I hate these jerseys so much. They like piss me off. This is just boring. What is wrong? This looks like reflective over here almost. Does this not look like reflective on the side? Like, what is that? Is that just the lighting? It looks like it might be reflective. We need a worse jersey bracket, slide bias. We did a Mavericks jersey ranking at one point. It was a while ago though. Maybe we revisit it. We gotta the bracket stuff. We're getting dangerously close to the season. I really need to sit down and map out when the like certain streams are going to be, or else I'm gonna fuck around and not be ready for the season to start. So I need to sit down and really think about it. How is 8 not a huge upgrade for the Mavericks? Listen, man, I'm not even getting into this. I feel like I've gone on and on and on about this the last 2 days. Better than the graffiti? Oh, that's a good point. No, the graffiti jerseys are the worst. Actually, the worst jerseys in NBA history. It says they rank the black jerseys, and the top comment is, can they all be 3? This one is notably better. This one is notably better. Slightly, what percentile defensive versatility would you rate yourself? Great question. 25th. I need to be put on like a undersized 4. Like that's like my position to guard. Quick guys, I'm doomed. Big guys, not much I can do against like actual tall guys. You know, put a body on you. Maybe a little elbow into the liver. But I'm a smart team defender. I switch. I point. Hey, pick him up. Hey, help. I'm good at that. Hot take, the Skyline jerseys are boring and generic looking. Yes, I actually agree with you. I think the Skyline jerseys, as time has gone on, have not aged well. I loved them at the time, but they have not aged well. I agree with that. The graffiti jerseys have no chance of circling back to being so bad they're good. So you're J Kidd in the Sun series clip? Yeah, on-court coach. We loved them because we had nothing even decent before them. I mean, they were cool, but they were just, you know, whatever. All right, any interesting quotes? Grant was asked about his relationship with Kyrie. Kyrie did a phenomenal job communicating with me about what my role would be. He's been a phenomenal teammate. Huh. Intriguing. Grant Williams was asked what Luka's yearbook superlative would be. He answered, most likely to pull the fire alarm at school. Huh, what would be my superlative? Best dressed. Best hair. Funniest. Most likely to succeed. Something along those lines. Best. I like that one. Most humble. That's I could see that one too as well. They got good ideas. Is this even a good idea? What's the idea here? Like, what is the idea? Was the idea, oh, fuck, I have to send in this jersey at midnight tonight? I was disappointed Grant didn't mention you, Sally Bias, as the reason he's a Maverick. You know what I should have done, honestly? I have enough friends, Twitter friends, but friends who are in attendance at this thing. I should have be like, hey, mention my recruitment. Just like offhand in a comment. Just be like, hey Grant, you know, Mavs fans have wanted you for a long time. Obviously, we all saw a slightly biased sales pitch to you. Kyrie and Luka wanted you. What's the reason you were here? Just something like that. Okay, bias, talk shit on the black jerseys one more time, and we might have a personal beef here, bud. Shaking in my boots. Who was great recruiting at the white party this summer? It wasn't half the NBA there. I'm gonna talk shit about the black jerseys, and I will continue to do so. I will not be silenced. Maxi was asked if anyone added this offseason was more athletic than Josh Green. Grant Williams probably just kidding. It's great. We've been on team together twice, but we haven't played together much. When was the other time they were on a team together besides Brooklyn? Was he on the... Oh, Duke. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Seth Curry was asked if he's beaten Steph in a game of pickup. I did, and I do. Kind of a disrespectful question. When asked on his comments following his last departure from Dallas, Seth Curry said, Mark had admitted a mistake to me personally a little before that, but it's never personal. You kind of use that as motivation to play your best performance. Hey, I think I missed this. My bad. Chip with the $1.99. THA contract fits my daily PJ Washington campaign. That it does. That it does. All right, who has the worst jerseys as of the past 10 years, Mavs or Pelicans? I'll give the Mavs this. They're just regular, you know, what are they called? Icon, like whatever, the home and away jerseys. While boring, while bland, while in desperate need of a shakeup, are fine. The Pelicans jerseys are ass. Just through and through. Oh yes, I look at the temperature down at the bottom right corner of my computer. Heat record. Yay! This fucking state sucks. It does. It's terrible. When the best thing about your state is a fast food chain and a grocery store chain, your state sucks. Terrible place besides the beaches in Dallas. Just Jesus. Mavs need a camo jersey. Please. Since when does Dallas have beaches? I terraformed them by hand so the Mavericks could attract more free agents at the behest of Mark Cuban. And I did not get paid for it. There's an active lawsuit, and I can't speak much on it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Time out. Time out. I got something to say. These are good. Yep, I like these. Just being real. I like them. Number needs to be way bigger. Upsize this number. You have all of this space. Make it a big number. Make it look cool. I like these jerseys. It's got the Chicago. It's the Chicago thing. It's the Chicago thing. Madhouse on Madison. Make the numbers bigger. Can you please be consistent? What? The Mavericks jerseys are consistently ass. What do you want me to say? What should I be looking up here? Retro Chicago. It's this shit right here. Chicago 1920 sign. You guys see how good at Google I am? Dude, I wish these would come back, honestly. Zeppelins. I wish these would make a return. Like imagine just stepping outside and this shit is fucking in the sky. Like, hello? You see what they're going for here? They at least are going for something. They're going for something. What are we going with here? For all of Dallas-Fort Worth, what makes you think Dallas-Fort Worth here? Oh. Because of how boring it is? Yeah, I can see it. Because of how much empty space there is? They should put parking lot. They should like put little lines here to resemble a parking lot. Parking lots, maybe a just hideously ugly strip mall right here. Right? Maybe we can get the outline of downtown Arlington right here. Six Flags, Hurricane Harbor. And then, of course, let's get some of the highway loops here. Like highway loops intertwining inside of the numbers. Inside of the numbers, you get the highway loops. Inside of the numbers, you get the highway loops. We're definitely going to want something to resemble how hot and miserable it is for 9 months out of the year. I get it. It's flat because Metroplex is flatland. Yeah, I see it now. I see it. Thanks, Leon. I keep almost saying Jeff Bridges. Isn't Jeff Bridges from Dallas too? From Los Angeles. Okay, don't know what the fuck I was thinking. We need a dark neon Pegasus jersey. If I was good at graphic design, I would make a fake jersey. I am good at graphic design, as you can tell by the thumbnails on this channel. This has potential. It needs more. Numbers bigger. Bigger numbers. I'm missing donations today. Julian, thank you for the $1.99. Complaining about Dallas weather when I live in England. It's great 24/7. As you probably know, London Hoops, I've been to London 3 times. I've strategically planned it to go there during the summer every single time. Trust me. Trust me. You'd rather it be gray 24/7 and 60 degrees. Because that's what, in case you don't know, guys, that's usually what it is in London. 70 degrees, 60 degrees, all year round, pretty much. And it gets a little cold and rainy. I think we're going to have a great defensive scheme for us, just making sure I'm paying attention to every detail and being a vocal leader. That's nice. See, like all of these are just so... It must be weird being a role player on a team. You just get asked so many questions about other guys. Dude, there were so many funny ass jerseys submitted to that ESPN article for Mavs fan contest. The channel has grown, I think, kind of significantly since we looked at those. That would be funny to revisit that, actually. But yes, you are right. That was hilarious. Actually, was that even that long ago that we did that? Josh was asked if Luka would be best dressed in a yearbook superlative. Josh, Luka would definitely not be best dressed. Yeah, I mean, hello? Have you seen him? Luka might be the worst dressed player on the team. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think he tries very hard. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. The brown Jordan jumpsuit was just absolutely... The hoodie with the blazer of it. Although that was a look for a while for some godforsaken reason. I like for the Mavs to do this. You know the Jazz gradient jerseys, but in blue like glaciers. Can you do a MS Paint of your jersey idea? No, I can't draw. I never use MS Paint. I'm thinking something along the lines of like... Gray, of course. Can I fill? Gray, of course, to symbolize roads, pavement, highways, parking lots, 95% of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Not a fucking tooth. What color should Dallas be? Where is it? Hello? This doesn't look anything like... If your teeth look like this, please immediately seek out a dentist. This looks nothing like a teeth. Nothing like a teeth. Oh, corn dog. I like that. We'll have Dallas be in the Whataburger font. I mean... Hold on a second. My brain's starting to do things. Boom. Okay, paint fucking sucks. I'm thinking, take the W in the Whataburger logo, flip it upside down to be an M for Mavs. You're welcome, Mark. You're welcome. I'll work on something. Grant's been amazing. It's always nice to be around someone who's a great guy. He's a leader. He's vocal, talks a lot, maybe too much. He's going to be big for our team. Everyone says he talks too much. No, Dwight, get out of there. They're going to hate you for no reason. I love Dallas. That's clear. Love this organization of the city. The legacy in this team right now. It's a blessing to have the opportunity to come back. Dare I look at the fucking quote tweets on this? Fuck off. Like what? Like, come on, guys. Always be ready. Okay, Dwight Powell's advice on Derek Lively playing with Luka. Here, I look at the quotes on this one. Always be ready. I think one of the things Luka's a master at is deception. So that ball is going to come to you right on time, right on target, even when you think it's not possible. Okay. No hatred yet on that one. Good. When asked about who has better handles between Kyrie and God, Sham God, Jaden Hardy said, I don't know. They both got that ball in a string. Since Kyrie's been here, he's always been helpful to me. He's like an open book, willing to pass down information. He wants to help the younger guys. They're all saying the right things. Very excited. Dallas fans have been showing me love on social media for a few years now. Yes, they have. Yeah, they are. Hey, so there's 122 people in here and only 20 of y'all like the stream. Don't make them beg. I'm not going to beg. Just please like the stream. There will be no begging. But please like the stream. Please. Like, please. Can you? Oh, man, when I say bouncy, I don't think there's even a way to describe it. I played with Tyson in Phoenix, and he looks so much like him. Holmes had put on Derek Lively. Oh, man, they're hyping up Lively. It better be a good year. To compete for a championship, definitely. 2 superstars, that's a goal. That's attainable. But individually, I worked my butt off to get into shape and get onto the court and show what I got. Health-wise, I'm in the best shape in years. Okay. Dante Exum. There were a few teams that were interested. I can't do Australian. Few teams that were interested. I think the Mavs provide a unique opportunity, but my strong suits are. I can't do Australian. I don't know what that was. It was like English stroke victim. Pushing the ball and being fast. That's kind of why I like the Mavs. Dante Exum watched us play that last year. I don't know if his agent maybe gave him some bad advice. It's possible he got some bad advice from an agent. This is an interesting one. Exum's thoughts on Josh Green. It's great just seeing his growth as a player when I was watching him on the Mavs and the Australian team. Well, we know he wasn't watching the Mavs, as he said, playing fast, moving the ball. The steps he's taken to be a professional, it's amazing to see. What's going on with what's going on with this? Why is it breaking up the tweets? All right, here comes Derek Lively quotes. Just trying to improve however you can, 1% every day. Sold. He's an amazing player, person, character. He's someone I've already learned so much from. He always has something to say, been able to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. That's a good quote. Watch it with no audio. Oh, man. What's crazy is these are all in the last, since 2010. I don't even know what this is in reference to. God bless the stars. I just don't know. This one. This one stings. This one as well. Will always be in my heart. It was the first day he came back. I think we started to play a little 5-on-5. From then on, I've been on his team. Seems like he likes what I do. I make his job easier. Hey, man. Who is the media coach for Derek Lively? Derek Lively has some great media training. As far as active players go, Derek Lively specifically mentioned Dwight Powell, Kyrie, and Luka as people he consults for adjustments. Great take, Pedro. Great take, Pedro. Are there new posts from Dropping Dimes? Fake Dropping Dimes. Kyrie looking fresh. 11 just looks right. Just looks better. Luka goofing around. Looking slim, Luka. We've both been in the gym. It's clear and obvious for both of us. For me, it helps me understand the game when I talk out loud. It helps me and my teammates whenever I'm vocal. You guys will probably hear my voice when you're on the sideline. What I fucking want to hear, man. What I want to hear. Has a white player ever been described as well-spoken, or does that come with being white? Well-spoken is a I feel like someone. Oh no, they're gonna say you hate Luka again. What for? What? I'm just going to leave that comment alone, B-Dot. I meant for his age, not race. Yeah, for a 19-year-old, he does sound incredibly mature. According to Dropping Dimes 27. Dropping Dimes 27. Ho ho! Wait, what did Dropping Dimes 26 say? What did Dropping Dimes 26 say? Somebody needs to find out what he said. He's on my ass about my bullshit, and I'm on his ass about his bullshit. Here's Omax. How hard I play, my energy, how I defend. I can compliment Luka and Kyrie on offense, knock down open shots, and draw fouls. Nice. You only read Dropping Dimes 1 tweets? The OG? A lot of time, everything we've been doing since that time we've been doing together, he's been great to me, like my brother now. Love it. My energy, I'll leave everything on the floor every single night. I'll hustle, dive for loose balls the way I play defense, my will to win. Yeah, nice. Oh, this was the quote I saw. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. I don't care who's in front of me, what your resume is. Are they going to make tough shots on me? Yes, that's part of the game. Anthony Edwards is my first game, but I'm going to make life hard on him. Yeah, that's what I want. Media day, and we're already calling out players by name as a rookie. That's the type of energy I needed on this team. I needed some dogs, some real dogs. The dogs are coming. You guys remember that? But some real dogs who can play. The dogs are on the way. You guys remember that? Will slightly bias and slow hoop fan form an alliance going into a season? We have a tentative alliance going on right now, yes. We're very similar to World War II, United States versus the USSR. We're friendly. We're on the same side, but we know that things can go rough quickly. That's where we're at. It's tentative. What was I right about, B-Dot? You have to remind me because there's so many things. There's so many things. This media shit is boring as fuck. Oh. I told you guys, media day is not very fun. It's fun. You know, it's good to see all the guys back. It's good to see the jerseys and the pictures and stuff. But very rarely are you going to get, like, interesting quotes. It's just going to be, yeah, we're excited for the season. You know, we think we're going to be good. You know, we think that we're going to, you know, I'm excited. I'm going to do my job. Yada, yada, yada. If only we re-signed James Johnson and Sterling Brown, then we'd have a chance at the Super Bowl. What a dark period that was. The dogs are on the way, and I was bought in too. Full, like, hook, line, and stinker. Hook, line, and sinker or stinker? Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. What does that mean? Used to emphasize, yeah, but what's the sinker part? Hook line is like, you know, a fishing metaphor, right? What's the sinker? Is that another, is that another fishing related thing? Sinker is the weight that makes it go down, I believe. Okay, well, there you go. You can tell I'm a real Texan. Never been hunting and never will. I won't even kill insects inside of my apartment. Only been fishing once. I wanted to jump into the lake and never come back up. What else? I hate country music. I'm about as real country as it gets. Tyrese Halliburton in the chat. What up, Ty? What up, Reese? Wes Iwundu getting clutch minutes was hell. Wes Iwundu. So when you starting your 24 election coverage? I'm waiting for the real debates. I'm ready for Trump Biden debates part 2. We will be there. I don't know if they're doing Fan Jam. Typically Fan Jam last year was October 1st. Obviously, they're going to be overseas. So I don't know if they're just not going to do one or if they're going to do one closer to the season when they get back. I hope they do. I really like going to those, but I'm just assuming. What's wrong with hunting? Nothing really wrong with hunting. I just can't do it. If you eat what you catch, I think I'm okay with it. Although, you know, I just can't. I don't know, man. I don't know how you can look at a deer and kill it. Like, that's just my opinion. I know it's hypocritical because I eat meat. Should Joe Rogan be on the Mavs jerseys? Why? Who's like a big Dallas celebrity? Put Post Malone on there. Justin Timberlake's from Dallas, isn't he? No, he's from Nashville, right? Why the fuck did I think Justin Timberlake was from Dallas? Selena Gomez. Don't know how much she reps Dallas. 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 Don't know how much she reps Dal Slightly biased is from Dallas. Jamie Foxx, that's true. Jamie Foxx is probably the biggest. Jamie Foxx is probably the biggest guy who like openly reps Dallas. Mitchell Musso? A lot of Dallas Disney stars from Dallas, huh? Yeah, Jamie Foxx actually reps Dallas. So does Post Malone. All right, so that's pretty much it for Media Day. I mean, nothing really too crazy. But excited for the rookies. Like I said, man, I think all signs are pointing towards. Yeah, the Jonas Bros are from Dallas too. All signs are pointing towards Derek Lively starting at center. When the season begins, October 25th or whatever it is. You will see me at my first game, front row, wearing a Jason Kidd jersey. Dude, they should make coaches wear jerseys like how baseball coaches have to wear jerseys. That would be hilarious. Can you imagine? Like they're in uniform, they have to wear the shorts too. Can you imagine? Trying to imagine like Tom Thibodeau courtside with a full uniform. Mike McCarthy in full pads. I really like when coaches wear suits and ties, though. It's clean. You know, I like the switch to just the athleisure. I like that switch. But there is something about the suit and tie. It's a little, it makes coaches look a little bit more menacing. I did see Tim's comments. Tim's always been soft-spoken, hasn't he? I mean, I don't know. I don't really care that much. The new Mavs jerseys are fire. I got to get a Kyrie one. What was there, another picture that came out of a different jersey? Surely we're not talking about the same one. All right, so that's all I got for Mavs Media Day. I want to briefly make a little anecdote, not anecdote, a little veer off course a little bit and talk about some of the Damian Lillard stuff, because Chris Haynes dropped a story yesterday sort of detailing Dame's divorce with the Blazers. And it has sparked quite a bit of conversation and controversy. I want to say one thing. I'm not reading this whole story. I want to say who's the fucking Heat reporter that has just been losing his mind. Oh, what's his name? Seems like more Mavs can dribble basketball. I need to find out who this guy is. Where is he? Barry Jackson. Here it is. Barry Jackson. Miami Heat reporter is losing his mind. There was one tweet yesterday that was hilarious, but there was a tweet today that was also hilarious. What the? Texas Tech? Didn't expect to see them mentioned. Oh, here it is. Here's the one from earlier today. Super Celtics 76ers are pursuing Holiday. ESPN reported today, as Anthony Chang and I noted yesterday. Heat hadn't pursued as of yesterday. Hard to see Miami doing business with Portland anytime soon after Cronin's distasteful conduct. But then he had one last night. Lots of tweets, huh? Lots and lots of tweets. He had one last night that said, oh, this one's it right here. For those asking about Holiday, Heat hasn't pursued to this point. While not ruling it out, but deplorable behavior by Cronin, as chronicled by Chris Haynes, would make further Heat Blazers discussions seemingly unappealing, if not unrealistic. What's deplorable? He didn't get traded to the Heat? Suck it the fuck up. All right? Wipe the tears off your eyes. Okay? Grow up. Guess what? You're not going to get every free agent superstar, every trade demand guy. Okay? Not how it works. And just look at your history in the last 6-7 years. You don't get any of them. You don't get any of them. Sorry. I know it sucks, right? Welcome to the rest of the fucking NBA fandom. Like, Jesus Christ, these crybabies. Like, wipe the tears off your cheeks. It's embarrassing. You are embarrassing yourself. What was deplorable? There was the reports that Damian Lillard requested a trade. I only want to get traded to the Heat. Oh, but then it was obvious that the trade to the Heat wasn't going to happen. The trade to the Heat wasn't going to happen. So then Damian Lillard went back to the Blazers front office and said, "Hey, you know what? If a trade to the Heat's not going to happen, I'll just stay." What the fuck do you expect them to say? Of course you're going to be like, no, you're getting traded, dude. Like, sorry. No. We are already looking for a reason to trade you. You know, it's time to move on. Anyone with a brain realized it was time for Portland to move on. And it was time for a rebuild, and it was best for both sides if Dame got traded. You can't request the trade, then turn around and say, "Oh, wait, I'm not going where I want to go. Actually, I don't want to get traded anymore." And then, because Mark Stein said today, or yesterday, one of the two, that Dame said that he would be willing to stay with Portland if the trade couldn't happen to Miami, just to give Portland more time to work out a trade with Miami. It wasn't like Dame was saying, "Actually, nope, let's finish my career here." Like, I thought about it more. I don't really want to be in Miami. I want to stay here. No, he's saying, don't trade me to Miami. If it's not there, I'll wait and trade me at the first opportunity. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, do you seriously think that was going to work? I applaud the delusion. I really do. That's remarkable. Like, Jesus Christ. That's not how it works. Dame's agent and Dame have handled this so terribly. They look pathetic. They look horrible in all of this. Like, they just do. And then they're trying to spin it as if they're the victims in this whole ordeal. No, you're not. You want it out. You got your demand. You're traded. Oh, they did him so dirty. He's on the team with the best odds to win the NBA Finals with one of the greatest players in the history of the sport in his prime. Wow, I can't believe how dirty they did Dame. No, like, anyone siding with you is a loser. Okay? Anyone I've seen, anytime I see people say, Dame's in the wrong here, everyone's like, "Oh, you're simping for Joe Cronin. Get off your knees." No, you get off your knees. You look pathetic. All right? You're just falling for whatever Damian Lillard is telling you. Because this whole Chris Haynes piece was handwritten by Damian Lillard pretty much. Might as well have been. Yeah, everyone's saying Portland did him wrong. Dude, are you kidding me? They just paid him a Supermax contract extension a year ago. He's about to make a fucking bag until he's 36 years old. And they just traded him to the team with the best finals odds. It is the best chance Dame has ever had in his career to win a ring by a mile. Like, what are we talking about? This is what, like, I'm a believer in player empowerment. I like that the NBA has more player empowerment than any other league. It makes sense because superstars matter more in the NBA than in any other sport, professional American sport. The players should have a little bit more power in saying what they do, for sure. But it's gotten a little too far. That people think, yeah, the Dame is in the right for saying that he should be traded to the Heat, and he should be traded to the Heat, and it's the Blazers' fault. The Blazers are bad guys. Shut the hell up. So embarrassing. Honestly. Like, they really want us to act like Dame got done dirty. Dude, you demanded a trade. You can't walk back in and say, hey, actually, if you guys can't work out a trade with, I only want to get traded to the Heat. And if you guys can't work out a trade with them yet, just keep me on the team and then try to work out a team. Try to work out a trade throughout the year. Like, what the fuck? That's insane. And then Dame's agent went behind the scenes to the Bucks and the Nets and said, hey, Dame's interested in going to you, but don't say anything about it because we don't want to scare the Heat too much. That's so embarrassing. Like, so embarrassing. Both sides were acting embarrassing in this. Both sides. I'm a centrist. You want to know, they could have done Dame dirty by sending him to the Wizards or some shit. God bless you, Washington, but let's just be real. I'm just so annoyed by all of this. Like, all of these think pieces about, oh my God, Damian Lillard, poor guy. Yeah, man. Do you really expect the average fan to feel sympathy at all for that? Like, of course not. Are you fucking crazy? The Heat subreddit is not funny. It was funny at first, but now it's just, like, sad. All right, it's time. PowerPoint time. We need to get into this because I still have to do my NFL picks, so. Best and worst case scenario for every NBA team. Actually, very briefly. And I mean very briefly. Let's look at let's look at my last year's best and worst case scenarios just to see how I did. Anything too egregiously wrong? I thought the best case for the Knicks was 6th seed. I thought I changed that. I might have changed this. Cuz I could have sworn I said I think that they could host a playoff series. They finished 5th, but anything too wrong? The Pacers were definitely much better than I thought they would be. The Heat were about where I thought they would be. I'm pretty sure I remember what I had the Mavericks as, but I just need to see it to believe it. I just need, yeah, okay. The delusion last year was out of control. The delusion was absolutely out of control last year. We need to reel it in just a tiny bit. We need to reel it in. Portland as a possible 5th seed was kind of crazy too. I was pretty high on the Trailblazers as well last year. I shouldn't have been. All right. Here we go. I feel confident about this year's and last year's. I played it safe and even messed up quite a bit. But I played it safe and had big ranges for every team. This year I'm trying to I'm trying to, condense it. And I want some active participation in this as well. I want you guys to chime in on what you think for all of these teams. So, of course, best case scenario, worst case scenario. Within, I'm trying to be realistic here, right? Because obviously the Denver Nuggets, Jokic gets hurt, knock on glass, and misses a lot of time. Oh, my God, they could be the 10th seed. Okay, obviously. But I'm not factoring that in because why would I? Jokic is healthy usually. Knock on glass again, right? But I have factored in injuries for teams like New Orleans, teams like Los Angeles, the Clippers, those teams that are always dealing with injuries. I factored that in with them because it's realistic to expect that they're going to miss a lot of time because they have their whole entire careers. But best case scenario and worst case scenario within reason, obviously. Written by Slightly Biased. You're supposed to knock on wood. Knock on glass, save your ass. What's the rhyme for wood? Knock on wood. Wish you could. See, it doesn't work. Knock on wood. Does you good. That one's pretty good. You're silently just now tuning in. Any interesting opinions on Media Day as a whole? Well, Logan, unfortunately for you, we have spent the last hour and 10 minutes talking about it, so we are now moving on. But not really, actually. Just to summarize, not really. Did you factor my Bucks with injuries? Real questions. Well, just wait and see. Directed by Christopher Nolan. I got some help with this one. He was free for a little bit. Voiced by Slightly Biased. Atlanta Hawks. We're going to start with the best case scenario, then go to the worst case scenario. I think this Hawks team could be good. I mean, the bones are there. I think Trae Young is, throughout the rest of his career, going to be a sneaky MVP candidate. Just think he will be. If the Hawks ever have a surprisingly good season and they're a top 2, top 3 seed, Trae will have MVP buzz and within good reason. Is this the year for that? Probably not. Are they going to keep Capella all year? That's something that I'm interested in. I already know how I feel about the DeJounte Trae pairing. I don't love it, but they did just extend DeJounte, and sometimes that helps out. Sometimes, that just takes a little bit of stress off of guys. Best case scenario, I think they can host a playoff series. I do. I mean, you have the Bucks, you have the Celtics, who are in a class of their own in the East, and then I think you have the Cavs and the Sixers and the Knicks who are in that next grouping. Like, can the Hawks be better than the Cavs or the Knicks or the Sixers? Yeah, I think so, actually. I think there's a world where they can host a playoff series. Worst case scenario, they're in the play-in again. I can't imagine a scenario where they're terrible. They're just too talented. Trae's too good. I think defensively, they can be pretty stout this year. They were really good last year when they were healthy. And if they have a little bit better injury luck this time around, I think it could be a good season. Of course, they have my guy, Kobe Buffkin. So they get the Buffkin buff. The Buffkin buff of being a guaranteed play-in team, in my opinion. They trade for Pascal and in with the 5th seed, and that's a possibility too. They're linked to Pascal Siakam quite a bit. If he gets traded at some point, we definitely see it being to Atlanta. The Buffkin buff. I'll take Hawks miss playoffs. I just don't see it. And by the way, these are end of season rankings, not playoffs. So I have them as a playing team. So I guess that could happen if they lose the playing game. The Buffkin bump. That one's good. The Brooklyn Nets. I just don't see too much worlds where this team's very good. To be honest with you, they weren't that great following the trade, obviously. what did they do at the point guard position? I mean, it's a weakness for them. The ball is going to be in Mikal Bridges' hands constantly. Yeah, I mean, prime Ben Simmons, I guess. Best case scenario I can see is a 7th seed. Wow, you guys are already saying it. That's like the best case scenario I can see for them. Within, you know, assuming that there's not a ton of injuries across the league or whatever. I think their offense will struggle quite a bit. I can definitely see them missing the play-in tournament altogether. Now, here's one thing to factor in, and I have factored this in with pretty much every single team. Which teams have incentive to tank and which teams do not. The Nets do not control the Nets do not have their pick this year. It is owed to the Houston Rockets. Owed to the Houston Rockets in the James Harden deal. So, they're not one of these teams that are just going to shut it down at the end of the season. There are other teams that we'll talk about later where, hey, you know what? If they're looking rough by the trade deadline, they might just fucking shut it down because they need to finish in the bottom 5, bottom 6, bottom 7 to keep their pick. So they definitely have enough talent to make the play-in tournament for sure. I think they're going to struggle quite a bit offensively. They'll have a good defense though. But they should trade for Holiday, and that would definitely boost their ranking. They just need a point guard. And even then, like it's not like Drew Holiday's a traditional point guard. Boston Celtics. Obviously, they have the ceiling to finish as the 1 seed with all of their talent. Don't really need to go too much into depth about why they can finish as 1. I think there's a world where they can be like kind of disappointing in the 5th seed though. Their front court is just loaded with guys who are 2-3 month long injury guys. What happens if Robert Williams and Kristaps Porzingis are injured at the same time? What happens if Derek White gets hurt? They have some question marks. They're built for the playoffs. I think they'll be good. If I had to predict, I think they're going to be second in the conference, but there's some stuff I'm worried about for them, for sure. You guys already know I didn't like their offseason whatsoever. But they're still uber talented. Charlotte Hornets. Interesting team. They're going to have a lot of talent on the roster that was not there a year ago. LaMelo missed a lot of time last year. Miles Bridges missed the entire season, and he's going to be suspended for 10 games, I believe. PJ Washington is back with a new contract. They drafted Brandon Miller. They picked up Frank Ntilikina. I guess bold prediction here. I think they could just straight up be a playoff team. That's right. This is one of the hills I'm willing to die on before the season starts. This team could be a playoff team right now. The vibes are bad, but if we look past that, this is a team was in the playoffs the first 2 years, or the play-in tournament. Sorry, the first 2 years of LaMelo's career. He was hurt pretty much the entire season last year. And if he's healthy, Miles Bridges is back. Miles Bridges, say what you will about him off the court. Say, piece of shit. Whatever. He is a good basketball player. Another year of Mark Williams, who was really good last year. Brandon Miller Was it the right pick? I don't know, but he was second overall and a consensus top 3 guy, even if you think they should have taken Scoot. It's not like they reached for the 11th overall guy. Oh, but they also have the potential to finish dead last, I think, in the conference. So they have a wide range of outcomes. It's possible the vibes are just fucking terrible. And, Miles Bridges, is rusty, or it's just kind of weird because he took the qualifying offer and it never works out. And LaMelo is kind of dealing with injuries again because he has been a guy who's been injured a bit. Gonna age like slightly poor. Fuck you. No, this will age great. Look at the wide range of outcomes. Like, I can't lose. If I lose this, that means they were better than the 6th seed, which I will even then pat on myself on the back and say, I thought they could have made the playoffs. Really going out on a limb there? That's right, baby. Chicago Bulls. Just one of the most boring teams to talk about. This just feels like a hardworking, blue-collar playing team. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with just being a run-of-the-mill playing team. I think they can finish as 8th. I just don't. I don't see them making the playoffs outright. I just don't. And on top of that, see, like Charlotte, for example, they won't have an incentive to blow it up. What are they going to blow up? Who are they going to trade? They're a young team that's just going to keep their roster. The Bulls, if they're at the deadline and it's just kind of they do have the incentive to blow it up. All right, see you, Levine. See you, DeRozan. They have their pick this upcoming year, so maybe they think, all right, let's finally get some young some young top-end talent in here. And I do think they can finish outside of the play-in tournament entirely. That's just not that crazy of a thing to think. And DeMar's a upcoming free agent as well, so even more incentive to trade him at the deadline if that's the direction they go. Cavaliers. By a lot of advanced analytics, they were the best regular season team last year. Obviously, they weren't win-wise, but advanced stats absolutely loved them. 4? You guys think the ceiling for the Cavs is 4? Really? You don't think they can be better than the Sixers? I think they're at 3rd just because, okay, Bucks, Celtics in a class of their own. Can this Cavs team be better than Philly? For sure. For sure. They can finish as a 3 seed. They almost did last year. Worst is 6. I don't see a world where they're not a set in stone playing team or playoff team. I just don't. They got better in the offseason. Another year of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland together. Another year of development for Mobley. They brought in Strus. They brought in George Niang. The Mitchell situation is definitely weird, but he's under contract for 2 more years, so I think he'll finish this season with them at least. And I do think he'll be traded next summer for sure. Detroit Pistons. I thought long and hard about their roster. I was trying to predict what's going to be the shocking team. It feels like every year there's at least one team that you thought could be good, but were just way better than you initially expected. And it's usually a young team that's just way more ahead of schedule. I don't see that being the Pistons. I think this team's going to be terrible. I'm sorry. I just think this team's going to be bad. I'm sorry. I think this team's going to be bad again. 13th at best. Yeah, the East is pretty talented, and the Pistons are still building. Like, Cade's coming off of missing a full season. So this is like essentially second-year Cade. Jaden Ivey is a player, as a young guy, who's going to have quite a bit of growing pains. Duren is still 19. You know, like the Thompson twins were drafted with the understanding of these guys are uber talented, but it's going to be a process. I just think that this team's not going to be very good at all. They do have Monty Williams as a new coach. Made him the highest paid coach of all time. Thompson twins are going to be the biggest bust of the draft. Well, I mean, it's possible. Those guys do have bust potential, but they do have sky high potential as well. I just don't see this team being good. That's just the reality of the situation. Pacers, on the other hand, talking about trying to figure out which team is the team that's going to shock us. They were 500 when Tyrese Haliburton played last year. Just keep that in mind. 500 as a team when Tyrese Haliburton played a season ago. I think this could be a shocking team that could host a playoff series. I do. I think that could be their ceiling. A full season of healthy Tyrese Haliburton with the FIBA boost. A FIBA boost for Tyrese Haliburton. Another year of development for Ben Math. Another year of development for Andrew Nembhard. They brought in Bruce Brown. I love the Jarris Walker pick. He's ready to play. Miles Turner's on a contract. I think this team can be good. Obi Toppin. They traded for Obi Toppin. They finished 4th in FIBA too. That's true. This will not age well. Well, hey. Worst case scenario, they're 10th. I think that they at least make the play-in. It would be, I think, a disaster for this team if they missed the play-in tournament. I just do. I just think that with their talent, with the direction they're headed in, you know, there's teams that might be a little bit more talented than them, but are trending the opposite direction. They're trending the right direction. If they're 10th, we laugh at you for calling 4th. Why? I also called 10th. I'm right. I always win. I just don't see them being better than Philly or Cleveland. That will be the test. But I'm telling you, I think they're going to be good this year. I do. Miami Heat. Wow, what do we think about them? They're hard. They made the finals. They made the NBA finals. They were a playing team. They got worse. They didn't get Damian Lillard. Chances are they're not going to get Drew Holiday. Jimmy's a year older. 15th. Best is they host a playoff series. Like they're still good. You could look at the last regular season as an anomaly for them because they've usually always been a good regular season team. We're only 2 years removed from them being the 1 seed. So I think despite them getting worse, their terrible offseason, which is now a terrible offseason. Worst case scenario is 10th. I can't imagine them missing the play-in tournament entirely, but I could see in an East that's growing more and more competitive that the weird kind of Damian Lillard vibes linger. And they're just kind of scratching and crawling and clawing their way to the 10th seed. I could see it. Regular season Jimmy's not the same guy also. Yeah, they are also, they coast quite a bit. Milwaukee, let's just keep this one short and sweet. I mean, they're going to be incredible. You know, it's not like Damian Lillard's been the picture of perfect health over the last few seasons, but I do wonder how much of that has been the Blazers just sort of holding him out and tanking, which they openly admitted to last night, which is hilarious. Of course, remember everyone had a panic attack because the Mavericks decided to tank the final 2 games of the season. But the reason everybody got upset by that is because I'm a little toddler brain baby, and the Mavericks said out loud what they were doing, and now it's ruined the immersion for me. Like, they got upset because the little baby toddler brain podcasters couldn't comprehend that the Mavericks did the right decision by tanking the final 2 games of the season. But anyways, the Bucks, they were the 1 seed last year. They were pretty convincingly, at least in the back half of the season, pretty convincingly the best regular season team in the East. Obviously, they lost in the first round, which is hilarious. But, I mean, again, within the realm of reason, they don't have, like, the guys, like, it's not like Giannis. Giannis will miss some games, but he's not like a major injury risk. The Bucks should be incredible. The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks. 5th seed last year. Got better, I think, in the offseason, bringing in Dante DiVincenzo. Best 6th? Best case scenario for the New York Knicks, 3rd seed. Again, I think Celtics, Bucks, class of their own. Can the Knicks be the best team out of the group of the Sixers and the Cavs? Why not? Why couldn't they be? Why couldn't they be the better team out of that grouping? Worst case scenario is 7th. They're playing team. Oh, listen, Julius Randle, it's red light, green light with him. And we're approaching the red light season. It's been one great year, dog shit, horrible year where, oh my God, does he even want to play basketball? To, oh my God, Julius Randle, he's a top 20 player in the league. Then, oh my God, is Julius Randle, he's getting booed off the floor by his own fans. So we are entering that era. RJ Barrett, FIBA boost? Evan Fournier, FIBA boost? Evan Fournier still being on that team is so funny. He like openly is like, yeah, this shit sucks. I don't want to be here. I hate playing here. Here we go. Already Mavs fans, man. This looks like garbage. Okay, if they have really sick court to go with it and wear royal accessories, it might just grow on me. There is no growing. Give me 4 months. I'll make the best franchise history at You guys don't think the Knicks can be a 3 seed? I'm sure he will see that. It's possible he does. He's liked and retweeted me in the past. They could definitely be a 3 seed, man. You guys are hating. What if they make a trade at the deadline, too? What if they get Donovan Mitchell at the deadline? That would be crazy. But what if they get Drew? Oh, if they trade for Drew, can they be a 3 seed? Most definitely. Orlando. The people's favorite. This is a good team. It's a good group of young players. Worry about their guard play a little bit. I like Fultz. I love the Anthony Black pick, but I'm a little bit concerned about their guard play. Best case scenario I see for them is making the play-in. I can't get there with them just outright making the playoffs. I could definitely see them. They were like hovering in the play-in conversation for quite a bit of time last year before they just tailed off towards the end of the season. But second year Paolo, can we get a big leap from him? Can we get like a borderline all-star leap from Paolo? It's certainly possible. FIBA boost. What about Franz Wagner? FIBA boost. They just won, so he's actually getting a boost. You guys already know I love Franz Wagner. Mo Wagner FIBA boost. Joe Ingles FIBA boost. What other FIBA boost are they getting? I feel like there's one more I'm missing. Jonathan Isaac, Turning Point USA boost. Whenever I say all of this out loud, I can see a world with the 5 seed, but I'm still very concerned. No, the Mavs will be last. You guys know it. You guys know the drill. The Mavs will be the last team we talk about. It makes me want to go hard, but I'm too worried about their guard play, to be honest with you. Worst case scenario is they miss the play-in tournament. I could see that happening. Just lacking the guard play, lacking the sort of on-court floor general that you need at the end of games. You could definitely see it. But they'll be a competitive team this year, for sure. They were last year. 76ers. What a weird fucking team. What a strange team this one is, huh? Let's just start with this. Best case scenario, everything. James Harden shows up and plays. Embiid has another great season. They're the 2 seed. That's their best case scenario. Okay? If you don't think that could be the best case scenario, I don't know what to tell you. They're a talented team. They have one of the best players on the planet. James Harden was very good last year. Tyrese Maxey is very good. Like, they could definitely be a competitive team. And actually, I just updated this off screen. I just updated this off screen to 12th. Yeah. I just updated it off screen. It didn't update out here to 12th. Let me explain the nightmare scenario. Harden cries like a little baby, doesn't report to camp, or does, and it's so bad they trade him for dirt. Tyrese Maxey's not who everyone thinks he is. Embiid gets pissed off. Embiid gets injured. Both things that are likely to happen. Embiid says, "Man, fuck this. Get me out of here. I don't even want to finish the season here. I'm going to be 30 by the end of this year. Just get me out of here now." And Embiid gets traded before the end of the season. Is it greater than 0? It is. So it gets included and factored in. There's a world where this is so bad and so messy that Embiid doesn't even finish the year on the team. Is it likely? No, it's not. I think it's much more likely. If I had to predict right now, and we'll do just the full-fledged predictions, I'd probably go third for the Sixers. Third or fourth, right? Hosting a playoff series. But there's definitely a world where this is ugly. And so ugly that they can't even bounce back. Raptors, God, I just fucking hate talking about this team. Best case scenario, 7th. They're talented, don't get me wrong, but the fit on their team is so bad. Their shooting is so terrible. So terrible. This might be the worst shooting team in the league. I mean, they probably will. Look at their starting 5. Dennis Schroeder, not a great shooter. Who's playing the 2? OG, not the best shooter. Scotty, teams just let him shoot. Siakam, inconsistent shooter at best. And Jakob Poeltl, not a shooter. And then Gary Trent coming off the bench and Grady Dick are their best shooters. Like this team is just kind of gross to look at. A new coach, we don't know how that's going to look. And then you do have the lingering, will Siakam even finish the season on the team? Will OG even finish the season on the team? Will Gary Trent Jr. even finish the season on the team? Worst case scenario for them? Here's another team you got to think about something with. They traded their first round pick this year. To the San Antonio Spurs for Jakob Poeltl. It's top 6 protected. Top 6 protected. Now, if you finish as a bottom 3 team, you are guaranteed to have a top 5 pick. I believe even bottom 4, you get a top 6. There's a world where this team not only bottoms out, but completely and totally absolutely tanks to the dead bottom of the league by the end of the season. Don't think it's likely. Nothing in Masai's history leads us to believe that this is even really a remote possibility because he will hold on for dear life even when it's the wrong thing to do. Dick can shoot, man. Dick's just not ready. It's going to need some preparation. It's going to need some time before Dick is fully ready to go. Their worst case is really their best. That's a great point. Best case scenario for this franchise, just realistically speaking, if we're just being honest, is maximizing. Well, you can't maximize return on OG and Siakam because those guys are both probably going to be rentals. But trading Siakam and OG for legit pieces in return, building around Scotty Barnes, letting Scotty Barnes flourish, and continuing to get young talent in the building. So I definitely see a world, especially because that pick is top 6 protected. If they want the guarantee that they keep, like, you either need to be good enough that you're not really worried about it, or you need to keep that fucking pick. Like, it's like what we saw with the Mavericks last year. There needs to be there might be a mad scramble at the end of the year to ensure that they're keeping that pick. All right, last team in the West, Washington Wizards. I tried to do a thing where I'm like, could this be kind of like a Utah Jazz scenario? Where, yes, they're blowing it up. They're going a completely different direction. It's about time. But they kind of have some interesting young talent. where like, is Jordan Poole, is he going to have like a great season just as sort of a fuck you to the league and to the Warriors? And Kyle Kuzma's there, and I like Daniel Gafford, and I can't get there though. This team's going to be absolutely terrible. I just think this team's going to be terrible, but that's okay though. They're going in the right direction. Even their young guys, right? I mean, you can count Jordan Poole as a young guy still, I guess. But they're young guys like Bilal Coulibaly. I was reading things for the Wizards last night that they don't even know if he's going to start with the big league club or in the G League. Johnny Davis looks like a bust. And then there are other young guys like Deni Avdija, Corey Kispert. They're cool, but they're just like role guys at best. And very, very likely, Deni Avdija, who's a restricted free agent at the end of the year, is doesn't even finish the season with the team. Same thing could be said with like Kyle Kuzma. Definitely for like Tyus Jones. Just think this team might be fun to watch. And from everything I can gather, Wizards fans are excited. They're finally going, the direction they need to be going in. They'll have some fun, some things to watch and root for and laugh at. But ultimately, they're going to be fucking terrible. They did better last year and got better this year. They traded Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis. They did not get better. All right, on to the West. We're saving the Mavericks for last. Nuggets, not really much to say about them. They should be incredible. They were the 1 seed a year ago. Jamal Murray's back and healthy. Michael Porter Jr. is obviously a health risk always. But you have Jokic on your team. You lost some depth. Bruce Brown gone. That stings a little bit. Jeff Green gone. Whatever. But you got the young talent to make up. For it. And they should be good. Just nothing really to say outside of that. As long as they're relatively healthy, they should very easily be a 1 or a 2 seed yet again. However, the West is tough. I will say that. But they're just a cut above, and Jokic is a cheat code. Golden State. They're another one of these Drew Holiday teams. They get Drew Holiday. Their team looks way different. Definitely some weird scenarios. They were a 6 seed a year ago and are crawling and fighting tooth and nail a year ago to avoid the play-in tournament. Just a very strange season. They were like historically bad on the road. There's just no way they're that bad on the road again. And maybe the Jordan Poole shit was maybe so bad that it affected the team. I could see them finishing second in the conference. 6 seed last year with all the bullshit and garbage depth. Yeah. I could see them finishing second. They figure out whatever was going on the road, and they're just a really, really great team again. However, we can't look past the Chris Paul stuff might be weird. The Chris Paul stuff might be really weird. Klay Thompson was just not good at times last year, and he's just getting older. Draymond's getting older. Steph's getting older even. I mean, there's definitely a world where it's just kind of weird and rough, and maybe Steph misses sometimes, and Chris Paul has to step in, and it's a completely different style of play that they're not used to. And they're a playing team. I could see that happening. And what should be a competitive Western Conference, I can see that happening. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. The Houston Rockets, one of the busiest teams of the NBA offseason. An interesting team to discuss. New coach, Ime Udoka. They finally got some vets in the room. Could see them being a playing team. Could see them sneaking in. I don't see much of a way that they do it convincingly. I think it could be an end of season thing. I just don't give Cray another one. What did Cray say? Well, Cray's right on the money. See them making a play-in tournament. I can't see them being a playoff team, really. If they make the play-in tournament, it'll be a great story. And they could definitely finish last again. I think that's in the cards. I mean, the West, you look at the West. The East, there are definitely teams that are fucking bad, right? The West, you could kind of say the same. Like, the Blazers are going to be terrible. But the Rockets have been horrible for years. And what? We're just supposed to expect them to be good again all of a sudden? I mean, they got better. Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. Oh, thank you, B. Thank you, B. That's a great point. OKC does own Houston's pick next year. However, it's top 4 protected. So that was another reasoning. That was the reason for me putting them 15th. It's top 4 protected. And if they want to keep that pick, and we just saw the Pistons last year. They're the worst team in the NBA and got the 5th overall pick. So it's no guarantee that you're even going to keep that pick, which is why they might not even bother. But if you really want to give yourself a good chance to keep your pick next year, you're going to have to be fucking terrible. So they're a tough team to predict. Because, what if Jalen Green turns in everything we thought he could be? Oh, well, then they'll be pretty good. What if Fred VanVleet just wants the ball in his hands and he has another terrible shooting season, and then Jalen Green gets upset because the ball's not in his hands, and then Şengün's barely being used again, and Dylan Brooks decides he needs to shoot 14 shots a game? Then what? Dylan Brooks' FIBA boost puts them at 9. No, they're 10th. I'm not wavering. Dylan Brooks' FIBA boost. Do they have any other FIBA boosts on their team? I don't think they do they? Jock Landale did not play with Australia. The Los Angeles Clippers. I mean, it's the same old story every year with this team. I don't think Turkey was in FIBA. Same old story every single year with this team. If they are healthy, for sure, they could be a top 3 seed. Home court advantage. Maybe they make a play for Drew Holiday. But if they're not healthy and they're injured, and Paul George misses 30 games and Kawhi misses 40, you'd see a world in a competitive West where they just miss the playoffs or play-in tournament entirely. And the vibes start getting fucked. Like, this is a team where the vibes could start getting fucked by the end of the season. Now, even in a year like 2021, 2022, when Kawhi missed the entire season, they still made the play-in. It lost in the play-in tournament, but they still at least made the play-in tournament. So it's hard. It's hard to put them as missing the play-in tournament entirely, but the West's going to be hard this year. The West is going to be hard this year, and I don't know. If they got Harden, will they be good? 9 is closer to 11 than 6. Debatable. Yeah, they'd be good if they got Harden or Drew. Both possibilities. Do they have any FIBA boosts? I don't think so. I don't believe they have a FIBA boost. Eric Gordon played, didn't he? Oh, wait, he's not on the team anymore. Yeah, I don't think they had any FIBA boosts. Don't think Zubats was in FIBA. Could be wrong. The Lake Show. A good offseason. I had them too behind the Mavericks. But a great offseason. For the Lakers, they were pretty much dominant following the trade deadline. Obviously made it to the Western Conference Finals. I need to see a little bit more predictions because the next thing I'm about to say is going to give away. You remember, I had the Denver Nuggets feeling as the 1 seed, obviously. But floor is the 2 seed. So that means that there has to be some teams I think can push for the 1 seed. And this is the only... Well, actually, I'm not going to say that. The Lakers can definitely do it. Now, it's assuming that LeBron is relatively healthy most of the year, assuming that AD is healthy for most of the year, which are definitely big assumptions. But if they're pretty lucky health-wise, they're a very deep team. They're coming off of a Western Conference Finals appearance. They for sure can finish as the 1 seed. For sure they can finish as the 1 seed. Several of you predicted, or one person predicted this exactly right. Their floor, I think, is the 4th. I think they're that good. It'll be a disappointment. This will be a massive disappointment for the Lakers if they're not hosting a playoff series. I just think it'll be a huge disappointment for them. After last season's start, that's crazy to say. Yeah, but after the trade deadline, they were incredible. And then they made the Western Conference Finals. They had a great offseason. They're very deep. I know LeBron's getting older, and he's been dealing with injury stuff the last few years. AD's always dealing with injuries. But they should still be really good. I think this is fair. I think their offseason additions might be a little overrated. Their additions weren't that crazy. Gabe Vincent's good. You guys know how I feel about Christian Wood. I mean, some of the other guys like Cam Reddish, whatever, don't care. Donut player. Jackson Hayes, donut, don't care at all. Torian Prince was a nice addition, but they bring back Rui. They bring back Austin Reeves. Like, they're going to be good. The Grizzlies, tough team. Tough team to predict. Ja Morant's missing the first quarter of the season pretty much. They brought in Marcus Smart. This was the 2 seed a season ago. Remember that. And they were pushing for the 1 seed for quite some... The Nuggets just pulled away at a certain point, but they were in that mix for quite some time. It's hard to predict what this team can do. Ceiling, I don't see why this team can't be the 2 seed again. I don't know why this team can't be the 2 seed. They're talented. They've been good without Ja. Of course, they lost Tyus Jones, but they have Marcus Smart now. Too generous. I mean, as a ceiling for the Grizzlies, they've been good. They've been a great regular season team over the last few years. Ja Morant's only missing the first 25 games. And even when he comes back, there are injury risks with Ja Morant. Injury risk with Jaren Jackson. Oh, well, I accidentally clicked. But I do think the lowest they can finish is 7th. A playing team. I just... They could easily go 10 or 15 or worse this 25. And that's factored into the 7th. I am worried about the Tyus Jones to Marcus Smart departure. I'll be interested to see because Tyus Jones just ran the offense so well without Ja. I'm interested to see how it looks, but they'll be good again. Like they were the 2 seed a year ago. They've been good over the last few years in the regular season. I think this is pretty fair. The Timberwolves. Fuck, we still have to do NFL picks. All right, let's lock in. Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards FIBA boost. Karl Anthony Towns FIBA boost. Rudy Gobert FIBA boost. How many FIBA guys they got? Kyle Anderson FIBA boost. Any other names? Last year, I predicted that they could finish 1. That was I stepped out of line. That was a little too greedy on my part. I think the highest they can finish is 3rd, within reason. Anthony Edwards takes a superstar leap up. The Cat and Gobert pairing looks a lot better. You've got Mike Conley running the show for a full season. I was very strange. I did have a Rudy hard on. That's true. Jaden McDaniels takes a step forward. I mean, those things I'm mentioning actually probably could be a 2 seed. But I'll just put them 3rd only because I don't really foresee it happening. I don't foresee like the Cat Gobert thing being like seamless, which would have to happen for them to be a top 2 seed. But they're still a talented team. Anthony Edwards is a dog. He's got MVP ceiling. Maybe not this year, but at some point in his career. They've been a play-in team the last 2 years, and I think that's their floor again as a play-in team. I think finishing in the play-in would be a little disappointing for them, but it's definitely possible. Yeah, Polata Red got it exactly right. I think everyone's gotten at least one person's gotten every single team exactly right, or at least very close. But anyways, I think finishing 8th would be disappointing for them, but it's definitely a possibility. It's going to be a tough conference. It's going to be a tough conference. Pelicans, another fucking impossible team to predict. Community full of studs. And that's true when you think about it. An impossible team to predict. So I think their ceiling. This was a team, remember, this was a team that when Zion was playing last year was like legitimately, I think they were the 1 seed for kind of a decent amount of time and looked really hard to beat. Here's the thing though. Zion's played a quarter of the games in his career. He's going to get hurt again. It's just the reality of the situation. Brandon Ingram constantly dealing with injuries. Trey Murphy is already injured. Jose Alvarado is already injured. This team is just injured all the time. With that being said, I think they can host a playoff series. I think that's within the realm of reason. Hosting a playoff series. X. Josh Primo just signed a contract. Ew. With the Clippers. Ew. Wow. Gross. Yucky. I honestly thought I thought he was done. I honestly thought he wasn't going to play in the NBA again. Wow. No, that doesn't mean they gave up on Drew. NBA doesn't give a fuck. No industry gives a fuck if you're good enough. All right, back to this. We have to power through this. Pelicans ceiling, hosting a playoff series. Floor, somebody got it exactly right. Won't say who. Somebody got it exactly right. 12th seed. Out of the play-in entirely. Definitely possible. Zion misses, a good chunk of the season. Brandon Ingram misses a good amount of time. Who knows? Maybe that just like sort of torpedoes this team. The vibes are so bad because they can't stay healthy. Maybe they ship some pieces off. It's possible. A big range of outcomes for this team. We don't like. They're good whenever everyone's playing. They're obviously really talented, but. Jerome Robinson signed with the Warriors, and they found Tupac's killer. Yeah, I saw that about the Tupac thing. I thought everyone was pretty convinced that the guy who killed Tupac also died. I actually listened to a podcast series about Tupac and Biggie recently. I thought everyone was pretty convinced the guy who killed Tupac got killed. All right, the Thunder, one of the most interesting teams in the league. Hey, Gilgeous-Alexander FIBA boost. Lou Dort FIBA boost. Josh Giddey FIBA boost. Is that it? They only have 3 FIBA guys? Oh, man. Oh, you guys are about to yell at me. No, Cray. You're 5-10. You can't change after I said you guys are going to be mad at me. You can't change. Ceiling. Bear with me here. This team kind of has something. They're incredibly talented. We see this with young teams sometimes. The Grizzlies did something very similar to this. If Chet is good, this team's going to be fucking disgusting. This team's going to be nasty. How good they can be. Shea can have an MVP level season. Giddey, step up. FIBA boost. Chet, can he be the rim protector that this team desperately needed a year ago? It really kind of hangs in the hands of Chet. Because if Chet can do that, this team's going to be disgustingly good. Even my floor for them, Pico Nico actually got this exactly correct, which is kind of impressive, is 8th. I think that this team will be in the playing tournament at worst. I would be shocked if it's anything worse than that. They were already the 10th seed a year ago. They'll be better. I think anything beyond this would be a disappointment for this team. I'm buying it. I'm buying into the hype. I almost have to. I've been so in on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for so long. I almost have to buy into this being the year for them. Phoenix Suns. Very interesting offseason. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and then a bunch of guys. What up, Bruno? So, I tried to pencil them in, right? Your brain tells you 1 seed. Oh, they can be a 1 seed. I don't think so. I think their best case is a 3 seed. And let me sort of explain why. I'm factoring in realism here. KD's gonna miss time. It's just gonna happen. Beal's going to miss time. It's gonna happen. Book might even miss time. History's shown that he doesn't. It's not like he's an 82 game a season player. They are fucked. If like KD and Beal have to miss time at the same time, they're fucked. Which is why I have them as low as 9. Like if those two miss a decent chunk of time together, dude, what is their starting 5 going to be? What is their starting 5 going to be if Beal and KD have to miss time together? Which is a very real possibility. Booker and then who? Eric Gordon, who's 39 years old. Yusuf Nurkic, who's terrible now. Josh Okogie, and who's the other one? Chemezi Metu. Like what? That rotation's going to be horrifying. Nurk's going to get injured. That's likely too. And then who's the starting center? Drew fucking Eubanks? This team could suck. But no one's ready for that conversation. But Perk said Bobo was going to be Defensive Player of the Year candidate. That had to be a bet. That had to be a bet. Somebody was giggling. They were giggling in the break room or the production room before the show, and they said, "Perk, I bet you a steak dinner tonight you won't go on ESPN today and say Bobo can be Defensive Player of the Year." I promise you. Because Perk has his terrible takes, but that one was just out there. I think there's a world where this team is just by the end of the year is just like, oh god, what have we done? But it's also much more likely that they're really good, and when they're all healthy, they're look like an unbeatable juggernaut. That's possible too. Time will tell. They're one of the more interesting teams to watch this year and for the foreseeable future. Trailblazers, let's not wait. Oh, sorry. I know you guys like predicting them, but sorry. We do have to power through these. Let's not waste too much time on the Trailblazers. I mean, they're going to be bad. They should be bad. They made the step in the right direction. Not really much else to say beyond that. They will continue to get worse. They'll probably trade Jeremy Grant, sounds like, before the trade deadline. Matisse Thybulle could easily get traded as well. They're going to be really bad. So... and that's good. Let Scoot Henderson develop. Let Shane Sharp develop. Good on you. All right, I'll let you guys predict the remaining teams. The Spurs. Worst team in the West a year ago. Right? Them or the Rockets. They get Victor Wembanyama. The most hyped draft prospect since LeBron James. Some interesting young talent. I like Trey Jones as a point guard. I love Devin Vassell. Absolutely love him. Malachi Branham's got some juice. They got some interesting young players. Charles Bassey. Josh Primo's on the Clippers now. No, the Kings are next. Let me read through the replies. I'm about to reveal. I'm revealing now. Nobody got it right. Ceiling is the play-in. Ceiling is the play-in, I think. Absolute ceiling. It will be difficult for them to get there, I think. It's not now, and it doesn't need to be now. It doesn't need to be now. But let's just say Wemby is, consensus rookie of the year and is like teetering on being an all-star. Devin Vassell looks really good. Then, yeah, I could see them being a play-in team. Sally doesn't know the alphabet. Yeah, I actually am a little bit confused how the Spurs ended up ahead of the Kings because I did just go down the list in order. I just went based off of hold on, let me look at this. Oh, the reason is I just did it like this. So San Antonio, I just had SA. There you go. For anyone who cares, which is none of you. The way the Spurs play, they won't have Wemby going balls to the wall. Yeah, and that's why I think the worst they can be is 13th. I don't think they'll be as bad. There's just no way they can be as bad as the Blazers. I mean, I would be so shocked. Unless, knock on glass, Wemby has to miss a considerable amount of time at any point, which is possible. I can't see a world where they're that bad. I could see them being like the Orlando Magic. Have the Orlando Magic were this past season, where they're kind of in it. They're an interesting team. Like, oh my God, if they rally off a win streak, they could be a playing team. But then by the end of it, they're just kind of like 13th in the West. But it was like a good 13th. Like, they were competitive, and you're very excited about the upcoming season. Or it wouldn't be his ass. I mean, that could be true too. His defensive impact is going to be so strong no matter what, I feel like, that he's going to have a positive impact on the team regardless. Just saw Buddy at North Park. Buddy Hield lives in Dallas. Sacramento Kings. The shocking 3 seed a season ago. Look at the roster. No reason they can't do it again, right? It was a very weird year in the West. Lots of teams ravaged by injuries. The Kings were one of the luckiest teams there were in regard to injury luck. Maybe in a long time. Watching this battle between Cray and Logan. Cray 2 through 5. Wow, okay. Logan 3 through 6. Well, most of you guys didn't consider that I would be on my hating shit here. And for some reason, the Kings are just gravitate some of my hate towards them. And I don't know why. Ceiling is definitely the 3 seed again. I mean, why not? They were the 3 seed last year. They'll be good again. Keegan Murray another year. I think he's pretty polished, though, so I don't know how much more you can expect him to get better. But De'Aaron Fox, another great season. Sabonis, another great season. Sabonis was an All-NBA player a year ago. Logan, you're not right either. No one was really that close. Now that I'm looking at this one, Whole Lot of Red is probably the closest. Worst scenario, missing the shit altogether. I mean, why not? You think they're going to be that healthy again? No chance. Like, it's almost next to impossible for them to be that healthy again. Watching Lions Packer game and just saw Aiden Hutchinson put his mouth guard behind his ear. The ear cheese taste. I struggle to see them getting the 3rd seed again. I even thought about not having their ceiling be the 3rd seed, but they were at the 3rd seed a year ago. You have to respect them. Listen, the West is going to be really hard. It just is. The magical path that opened up for the Kings, and you got to give them respect because they were winning games, but the magical path that opened up for Sacramento for them to slide into the 3rd seed, it's a very small chance that happens again. And they're not better than the Lakers. They're not better than the Warriors, I don't think. They're not better than the Suns. They're not better than the Nuggets. I could definitely see a world where they kind of fall off, disappoint. Maybe they deal with an injury here and there. And next thing you know, they're fighting for their lives to make the play-in tournament. That's certainly a possibility. So, on some hatership for the Kings. Everyone loves them. They're the feel-good story, and I get it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just Sabonis. There's something about Sabonis. It's just something about Sabonis. Utah Jazz. 2 teams left. Two teams left. You guys want to get them right. You got to do it now. Serbian sitcom, something about Sabonis. Sabonis is on all the promotional material like this. They were a competitive team last year that up until the trade deadline, before they traded away Mike Conley. Who else did they trade away last year? That was pretty much it, right? Before they traded away Mike Conley, they were, I think, in the play-in tournament. Like, they were in a play-in position before they decided to shut it down. Oh, yeah, Jared Vanderbilt as well, and Malik Beasley. Forgot about that. 3 through 9 for the Jazz? 5 through 9? What the fuck? For the Utah Jazz, guys? You know they don't have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert anymore. Somebody is very close. Best case scenario for them, I think, is making the play-in on the 10th seed. Here's the reality for them. Markkanen is not going to be that efficient again. It's just not going to happen. His shooting efficiency last year was insane. He had a great season. He's a great player. A great player. Could definitely have another all-star caliber season. But that shooting efficiency is going to take a hit. It just will. Because it was insane. It was insane. Who's playing point guard for them? That's my big concern. Like, people really undervalue table setters in the NBA. And who is it right now? They had Mike Conley. They traded Mike Conley. And their offense just didn't look good after that. Clarkson? FIBA boost. Sexton? Deontay George? They were a competitive team last year. They could be competitive again. I just think in a very tough Western Conference, I'll be shocked if they finish anything higher than 10. I could see them finishing last. Because there's another thing for the Jazz that we need to consider here. This is actually kind of nuts. The Jazz do owe the Thunder a pick this year. Because of the Derek Favors salary dump. The pick is top 10 protected. So this could be another scenario where a team, all right, we need to make sure we're keeping our pick this year just because we have to. And they, they bottom out again. I could see it. All right, last team is the Dallas Mavericks. I'm interested to see what you guys think of me. This will be telling. This will be telling. 1-1. So just full disclosure. Last year I had them 1-3. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing it again. I'm giving 10 more seconds. I've seen some interesting answers. You guys are being kind to me. I appreciate that. I've only seen a few ones. 4 through 9 in reality, slightly biased 2 through 8. Close. They could be a 3 seed. This isn't even me being on some delusional shit. They can be a 3 seed. Okay? They just can. They just can. Somebody got it 100% correct. Let me see if multiple people did. Only one person got this 100% correct. This could be a 3 seed. I don't see why not. Last year, obviously, was a disaster. 11 seed. Year before that, 4th seed. Year before that, 5th seed. Year before that, 7th seed. So it was consistent improvement, and then last year they shit in their britches. They had a tremendous offseason. They're going to have so many things go their way that didn't go their way last year. That's just how it works. This stuff goes back and forth. They played more clutch games than anyone. They lost more clutch games than anyone. Historically speaking, they've been close to a 500 team in the clutch throughout Luka's career. Over 500 as well. If you put them at 500 in clutch games a year ago, which I know you can't do, they make the play-in tournament. They make the playoffs just outright. And they're better. Worst case scenario is they're a playing team. 3 through 8. So who got it right? Esteban. Esteban was the only one. Congratulations, Esteban. Oh, wait. Light skin hard hitter got it right. Although he predicted it after I fucking said the 3. So he doesn't count. B, you got it? Oh, yeah, you did get it. My bad, B. They could be a playing team. It's going to be a tough conference. It's going to be a tough conference. I don't think they'll be a playing team, but it's definitely possible. Missing the play-in tournament entirely. Again, I don't know what would happen. I don't know what would happen. Kid would obviously have to be fired. Definitely possible Nico would get fired too. I mean, it would have to be almost a complete and total burn down effect. Once the real predictions come out, I'll take the win there. I'm excited about those. When should I do those? I'm trying to figure out. I think next week might have to be top 100 players. Just like we only have like 3 weeks until the season starts? 4 weeks until the regular season starts. Less than 4 weeks. How many more streams? 9 scheduled streams between now and the start of the season. So I have to figure out. I need an award prediction stream. I need a top 100 player stream. I need Western Conference. I'm trying to remember if we do Western Conference and Eastern Conference together or split them up. Let's just say we split them up. That's 4 streams total right there. I want to do a best offensive player in the NBA bracket. That's 5. So we can't be fucking around anymore. It's time to get down to business. The top 100 list takes so long to work on. I'm going to have to start working on that this weekend. So that's it for this PowerPoint. Another great PowerPoint stream. Oh, wait, we have a post-credit scene. The Dallas Mavericks went on to finish 54-28, finishing third in the Western Conference. They defeated the 6th-seed Sacramento Kings 4-2 in the first round before losing a hard-fought 7-game series against the Nuggets in the conference semis. I'll take that. Great season, guys. I'll take it. Great work. I'll take that season. And there it is. And imagine too the post credit, you know, when they do like the freeze frame on a character with the text underneath it. Imagine that. Who's the champ? I didn't get that far. What's easier to do? Bottom half of the top 100 or top half? Great question, actually. Definitely top is way easier. Just because it feels like we're all kind of in consensus on who's in there. It's just kind of figuring out who goes where. Bottom half is hard. Because especially when you get to the 80s, 90s range, it's like you could really put anybody. You could put a bunch of guys in here. Would you guys be happy with the Mavericks season if this is the end result? I mean, I definitely would. 54 wins. 54 wins, winning a series and then losing a hard-fought series to the Nuggets. I would definitely take that as a positive season. Going into what I think could be 24-25, a big year for the Mavs. All right, we have oh god, 340. We have to do. All right, lock in. We're off to a bad start this week. I went against my gut. I learned a hard lesson last night, NFL picks. I went against my gut. My initial gut told me to pick the Lions. I went against it absolute last second and switched to the Packers. That knocks me all the way down to 418, man. I was like 130 something. West, Denver, Lakers, Memphis, Golden State, OKC, Dallas. That's the top 6. Minnesota, Phoenix. Oh, God. Clippers, Phoenix that low. Clippers, Kings, Pelicans. So, Pelicans, Spurs, Rockets, Jazz, and Trailblazers missed the play-in entirely. That actually does. The Suns being that low, I don't know if I'll end up predicting that, but I wish I could look at your chat log because I know you sent the East one earlier, but I don't want to scroll all the way up and look at it, even though I'm doing it right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, here we go. Fuck. What a disaster. Can't overthink it. Just got to go pure vibes. The fact that I can't even be doing this long is a good thing because I just have to make a quick decision. Quick decisions. Don't spend too long thinking about a game. Jaguars, Falcons. This game's in London, I believe, right? This game's in London. Revenge game for Calvin Ridley. Jags play in London every year, I'm pretty sure. This feels like maybe a get-right game for the Jags. I'm feeling Jags almost kind of convincingly. Trevor Lawrence has a big game. I need him to have a big game. Yeah, I'm feeling the Jags here. Will I be up in time to watch this game? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I would probably not watch a single second of this game, actually. Okay, the East was Bucks, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta as the 4 seed. Knicks, Philly, Miami, Indiana, Orlando, Brooklyn, with Chicago, Charlotte, Toronto, Detroit, and Washington all missing the play-in entirely. I could see that. Yeah, the Jags are also coming off an embarrassing loss to the Texans. So, get right game. Bills and Dolphins. Shit. How do you pick against the team that fucking scored 70 points last week? And Jalen Waddle's back. Bills are at home. This is going to be a crazy game. The Bills have historically owned the Dolphins. I do know that for a fact. Something's telling me Bills too. I'm not going to lie. Something's telling me Bills. I'm going Buffalo. At home. Dolphins are never going to go undefeated. Got to go with my gut. I'm okay. Oh my God. Speaking of gut, this is the throw up bowl. Chicago Bears and Denver Broncos. Jesus Christ. They're both losers. The only real losers in this game is anyone who watches it. The Bears look like the worst team in the NBA. Or the NFL. Jesus. The Broncos also look like the worst team in the NFL. I'm leaning Broncos. Just because Russell Wilson, for all of his flaws, is just way better than Justin Fields. And I feel like despite the Broncos' horrible showing last week, they have been more competitive than the Bears. The Bears just suck. And they're just an all-time bad vibes team right now. I'm going to go Broncos. Ravens and Browns. Oof. Jeez. Good game here. Cleveland's defense is stout. It's a stout I'm just telling you right now. The vibes are pushing me towards Cleveland on this game. Home game, division game. Place is going to be rocking. The defense has been really great for them. Ravens are coming off of a bad loss, but a division game, like, it's not going to matter. Everyone's going to be locked in. I think I'm leaning Cleveland here. Got to go Cleveland. Titans and Bengals. The Bengals survived by the hair on their chinny chin chin. The Titans just feel kind of icky. I know Burrow is hurt. They didn't look all that great in their win. Who did they play? Did they play this? Who did they just beat? The Rams. It wasn't that great. Why am I feeling Titans? Why is the vibes radar pointing me in the direction of the Titans? Now, last week, the vibes radar failed me. Because I felt something strange about the Broncos and Dolphins game. And I thought what that meant was the Broncos were going to win. Of course, it ended up being the fucking Dolphins score 70 points on them. Burrow looks rough, but isn't the Titans secondary like the worst in the NFL? What's up with the Bengals? Of course, you do have Tannehill throw an interception. What's up with the Bengals run defense? Can Derrick Henry have a get right performance, a vintage Derrick Henry performance, or is he just done? Bengals O-line sucks. I'm going Titans. I'm having the feel. I'm leaning Tennessee. That's just where the vibes radar are pointing. That's where it's directing me. Colts and Rams. Anthony Richardson's back, or should be back at least. Rams, a great week 1 win that I predicted, and it's been downhill a little bit since. Oh. Some of these are tough. I'm not picking up anything. I'm not picking up anything in the vibes radar here. We're searching and we're searching, and there's just nothing. Nothing's coming up. No blips on the radar. You know, my gut's telling me, actually, got Anthony Richardson as a quarterback in one league. You know, kind of just want to ride with it. They're coming off of a great win, actually. A great win against the Ravens. Huh. Are teams figuring out Puka? I'm going Colts at home. Bucks and Saints. This is another toughie, man. Shit. Saints at home against the Bucks. Jameis Winston. Famous Jameis. That Saints defense is kind of nasty. I am leaning Buccaneers, though, as well. The radar's telling me Buccaneers. I'm leaning Buccaneers here. Saints, tough place to play at home. I'm telling you guys, though, I did research on this once. Their home field advantage at noon games is nowhere near as good. That's a real fucking thing. It's crazy it is to say. Edmund Sumner, 1-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets. Go. They're making the playoffs, as I predicted. Eagles and Commandos. Hold on a second. The vibes radar just picked something up. A blip just went off. I'm thinking the vibes radar's telling me the Eagles are going to lay the smack down here. They haven't looked all that impressive so far this year at any point. That fucking Jalen Hurts, how good is he if you take away all of the 1-yard touchdowns he gets? Commanders upset. The defensive line is scary. They can stop the run. Washington wins. They always seem to beat undefeated teams. Sam Howell's just terrible, though. Just can't get there. I don't think they'll score enough points. That's the problem. I want there. I want there to be an upset. Trust me. Believe you me. I want there to be an upset. Just don't see it. Panthers and Vikings. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I mean, it's got to be the Vikings, right? I mean, surely. Surely. Do we get an Adam Thielen revenge game? I could see them losing, though. There's definitely no reason they should lose to the Panthers at all. Especially if Bryce Young plays. They actually have a better chance to win if Bryce Young does not play. I feel like bad NBA teams are way more watchable than bad NFL teams. 1,000% agree with you. That's why I've been consistent in that take that the bad NFL stuff is really bad. Or at least the bad NBA stuff, it's just like, well, there's at least some young fun players to watch on every team. Like the bad NFL teams are just like the quarterback throws the ball, 14 yards off target. Kicker misses a field goal by 55 yards. Players can't catch. It's just horrible. It's got to be the Vikings, right? I mean, surely it's got to be the Vikings. I do kind of feel maybe something for a Panthers upset. Steelers and Texans. Interesting. Steelers are a fake 2-1. Like, have you looked at them and thought they were good at any point? Texans have been frisky. CJ Stroud's kind of a dog. I'm kind of feeling the Texans here. I'm going to be real with you. I think I'm going the Texans. Are the Texans going to be this team where like people make a lot of money on them before Vegas realizes they're good? Or at least way better than we thought? Are they going to be like one of those teams? I'm going Texans. Chargers and Raiders. God, both of these teams are going to try to lose this game at some point or another. What dumb fucking decision are we going to get from both of these teams at some point? I feel like it's going to be the Chargers, right? Can definitely see the Chargers losing. Divisional matchup. Just pick something up on the Vibe radar. Just picked up something on the Vibe radar. There's going to be so many Raiders fans in attendance at this game. It might be a fucking road game for the Chargers. I'm picking the Raiders. Cowboys and Patriots. This is a get-right game. Get-right game. I hate. You want to know how bad one of my fantasy leagues is? My fantasy teams is one of my leagues. I'm starting Ezekiel Elliott this week. Yep. It was either him or Joshua Kelly, who sucks. I'm starting, assuming Saquon doesn't play. But if Saquon plays, this is a moot point. I'm just imagining one Zeke revenge touchdown. That's all I'm banking on. And the run defense was terrible for the Cowboys last week, so. But they should win. They should win at home. Get right game. Come on. Figure it out. Please. 49ers and Cardinals. Nice win by the Cardinals last week, but 49ers. Easily. Jets and Chiefs. I mean, come on. There's no way. There's just no way. Right? Just absolutely no way. And the Giants and Seahawks on Monday. Seahawks won 2 in a row. I'm kind of feeling the Giants, though. Actually, the Giants got absolutely manslaughtered by the Cowboys week 1. Looked like absolute dog diarrhea against the Cardinals week 2 before a miraculous comeback. Who did they lose to last week? Oh, Thursday Night Football against the Eagles, where they looked horrible. Or whoever they played. Who did they play? Who did they... Wait. No, the 49ers. Damn, they have like 20 days of rest. I'm going Giants. I'm going Giants. Total points scored 54. Do I want to make any changes? Jags, Bills, Broncos, Browns, Titans. I'm really going against the grain here. Colts, Bucks, Eagles, Vikings, Texans, Raiders, Cowboys, Niners, Chiefs, Giants. A lot of upset picks. That scares me. But if it pays off, it pays off. Submit! Come on. 36-12 on the year. Let's keep it going. I feel good about my decisions. I have to say. I feel good about my decision. All right, longer stream today. I expected it to be a long stream with Mavs Media Day and the PowerPoint and NFL picks. It's time, man. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, there's 9 of these streams left. 9 of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams before the regular season officially begins. And then we are on to regular season style content, game streams. I don't want to commit to daily videos, but I have content in mind that would be damn near daily videos that I'm pretty excited about. I'll enjoy all stuff that happened. No. We've been streaming a lot lately. We streamed 4 times this week. And we will be streaming 4 times next week as well. Hold on. Let me look at the Mavericks preseason schedule. Because we'll do our Monday, Wednesday, Friday stream. And then the Mavericks play on Thursday. So, and Saturday. So next week we'll have 6 streams. Am I right? No, 5 streams. And when does Dallas play Real Madrid? Or FC Barcelona, whoever it is. Not FC Barcelona. You guys know what I'm saying. Mavericks Real Madrid, October 10th. So we will be streaming 6 times next week. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to watch that. 2:45 p.m. Sunday in the middle of football. We'll see. No, I don't need load management. I've been working out in the off-season training for this moment. So anyways, thank you guys for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know, it was a fun stream, by the way. All of the OGs, can one more person like the stream? It's at 66 likes. I don't like that. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Friday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. We are just so close now. It's like here pretty much. It's pretty much here. This time next week, we will have already seen a Dallas Mavericks preseason game. So, that's fun. That's exciting. It feels like, oh my God, it feels like yesterday. Remember the last year's preseason for the Mavericks? They played the Thunder in Tulsa or whatever it was. That feels like that was a day ago. That was a full calendar year ago at this point. Jesus. All right. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Friday afternoon anywhere in the world. Decided to spend it here. New subscribers, promise you guys know we're getting regular content coming soon. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Make good decisions. And if you make bad decisions, don't let those bad decisions ruin your vibe. I just pulled that out of my ass. It sounded terrible. All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you. See you guys on Monday. Bye.